Hello, everyone, and welcome to Social Chats. This is episode number 13. My name is Heather, and my wonderful business partner, Catherine, she is here with us today, and she'll be helping out behind the scenes. On today's show, we have a very talented young lady. One of the winners of the Whistler Chamber of Commerce Excellence Award is known as the Rising Star. Cara McMaster of Caveman Grocers is going to join us today. Now, Cara and her husband believe that part of their success is coming from their emphasis and the focus that they have been putting on their digital marketing strategy. So we're very excited that Cara is going to be sharing her success story with us in just a minute. So what is Social Chats? Well, Social Chats is a show that Catherine and I have put together in order to help you, the small business person, that's trying to navigate their way through the ever-changing social media maze. So Catherine and I want to be your bridge to marketing and technology and helping you understand how to put that online for your success. And how do we do that? Well, each week we go out and we search for really successful entrepreneurs, people that are killing it with their social media and their website. And we contact them and we ask them if they would like to share their success story with you here on Social Chats. Now, if you think that you would like to create your own Facebook Live TV show, or maybe you'd like to showcase your business here on Social Chats, then Catherine and I invite you to send us a private message and we will get back and start the conversation going. So how does Social Chat work? Well, we have a live guest here in the studio and you are welcome to ask them your questions. And all you have to do is write your questions in the comment section below. And even if you're watching the replay today or tomorrow, you're welcome to ask your questions and we'll make sure that we get a hold of Cara and ask her to come back and answer your questions. Okay, so I think that what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to introduce a little bio on our guest today. So Cara and her husband, Travis McMaster, work together as a team, and they live and breathe the Caveman Grocer. So when they started their company, they actually had no idea the impact that they were about to make. So today, they're providing paleo meals all across British Columbia. And each week, they create a different menu that features the most healthy veggies and meats available in the local area. Now, this is what Cara has told us. She told us that 90% of their revenue comes directly from their e-commerce. That means it's coming from their website. They're getting people to come to their website, look at their products and services, and then order right there. They've also told us that in 2015, their revenues then doubled in 2016, and they are on target to do the same doubling for 2017. And once again, they said it's because the emphasis that they're putting on their digital marketing strategy. I am very pleased to have Cara in the studio joining us today. Hi, Cara, and welcome to Social Chats.
Hi, Heather. Thank you so much for having me here. I just love talking about all things digital marketing, and of course, when it comes to our business in Caveman and what it's done for us. So I'm very excited to dig in and nerd out, as I like to say.
Well, I can tell you, it doesn't matter what your business is, whether it's food, real estate, or clothing, you can always take the tips that we learn here on Social Chats and try to mold them into your marketing efforts. So we are very, very pleased and honored to have you with us. And I think maybe to get started, I'd love it if you could share with everyone, what is Caveman Grocer?
Sure. So Caveman Grocer is a ready-made meal delivery service. We provide paleo meals, and by paleo we follow a very special protocol. That means that all of our food has no grains, no gluten, no dairy, no soy, and no refined sugars. We always try to source as locally as possible, and we always use pasture-raised, grass-fed meats, proteins that were humanely raised, that lived a free-range life. So what we do is we come up with a different menu every single week, because believe it or not, a lot of our customers never ever cook. And then we deliver it straight to your door in a cooler, so you don't have to be home. And our customers come on each week. They can either do an a la carte or they can do a weekly meal plan, and the food just shows up to them every single Monday. So that's us in a nutshell. We do some farmers markets where we sell some famous pad thai, which I know, Heather, you're a big fan of the pad thai.
You bet I am.
We do a little bit of catering, and we've done some really, really big jobs, some smaller jobs. We have a wedding coming up next week. We had a food truck last year. So we've got our hands in quite a few pots, but the name of the game for us is definitely our ready-made meal delivery service that we run all through our e-commerce store.
Yeah, and interesting because when I was doing my research on you and your husband, Travis, of course, it says that you serve these meals all over British Columbia. So when you say that, I have to wonder, how are you reaching people all over BC when you're located in Whistler?
So we actually ship nationwide. The nationwide doesn't happen as often as BC, but we work with a number of different couriers, and we send out our frozen meals, and we start targeting different areas. So we've started doing more with Victoria because our shipping rates are quite low for Victoria. We can get an entire 12 meals to Victoria for about $12 to $18, depending on how rural the location is. And we reach them through geographical targeting through our Facebook ads is mainly how we're doing it.
Okay, so that's geo-targeting through your Facebook ads. And right. Can you tell people that don't know what that means, Cara, how you do that?
Yeah, so with our Facebook ads, we always target down to the delivery area that we're working with. So when you are creating an audience within your Power Editor, or if you're using the tools through your ads manager and you're creating an audience, you can select a specific area. And you can select the city and then 25-mile radius, or you can select just that one particular city. And then we even break it down. So if we're targeting, say, Victoria, the landing page that they're gonna go to is gonna be, hey, Victoria, and the Victoria shipping information, and it's all tailored to that specific region so that there's no confusion as to how the food's gonna get there, who are we, where is it coming from, and it speaks directly to them. And that's a philosophy that we carry through a lot of things. We're always trying to re-engage the customer with the very first decision that they try to engage with us in the first place, and always speak back to that original post or email or however they found us first. We always try to bring it back to who that customer is, where they're located, so that we're always speaking the same language.
Okay, so when you're doing the geo-targeting through your Facebook ads, and we understand that, you also, it almost sounds like you could be using some type of Google targeting as well. Do you do any Google targeting? Do you mix the two together?
What do you mean by Google targeting? Like, are you talking about
Google ads? We
don't do any AdWords. We're just starting to get into AdWords in about another month or so. We've just been, I don't want to say dominating on Facebook, but we tend to see anywhere between $4 to $6 return on ad spend with our Facebook ads. So because that's been working so well, we really haven't been spending our advertising dollars anywhere else other than that, because we know it works well. It's just that with Facebook ads is that it is very time consuming, because you don't want a person to see your ad more than twice. The frequency shouldn't really be coming up more than twice. So the creative has to get switched out quite a lot. And that's a lot of work. So as great on the return that it is for us, it is a lot of work on our end. We're always having to make new creative, and the way that we reach people so well on Facebook is through Facebook video, our videos. And those are a lot of work.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about your Facebook video ads. I just want to go back a second in regards to Google. We don't use Google either, and you hit it right the nail on the head. You said your Facebook targeting ads are working so well, and you're right, everything takes time to do. And this is not, the niche of your business is your Caveman Grocer and producing the food and getting it out to people. So, you can only split your time so far. And even though the Google component is something that's really starting to come in to marry with Facebook now, which is really cool to see, you've had great success just using Facebook ads.
Definitely.
And we find that 99% of our customers are doing exactly the same thing, working within Facebook and, of course, Instagram, because it's now owned by Facebook. Cara, I'm going to give you the stage again and ask you if you wouldn't mind sharing with us a little bit about your video production, your video ads, and why you chose video as your main campaigns.
Sure. So I went to a really great conference last year. It was called the E-commerce All-Stars. It's a man named Ezra Firestone. It's a smartmarketer.com if anybody wants to check it out. I love his stuff, and he runs a very, very successful e-commerce store. And every talk that went up on that stage was talking about video and the importance of video, and that Facebook wants to take over YouTube, and the amount of hours being watched on Facebook, and how much better they'll treat video in the algorithm. And then also along with that, having on the website every step of the process, having a video, because I think especially with food, it is such an intimate thing, in that people don't know if they're going to like it. They don't know you, they don't know their business, and they're afraid to take that leap. But if they can consume the information that they need through video. So we have video for frequently asked questions. We have a thank you video after a purchase has been made. We have a how to order video. We have an about us video. We have videos of unboxing the cooler for a 14 meal package, a 10 meal package. And that was a huge part of our success for 2016, for seeing a lot of our sales double, was that we had learned that it's very important that on your website, you need to have the three mediums: the text, the image, and the video, because you never know what the person, how they want to consume that information. And then those are assets that live forever, and you can use them in all different ways. You can use them in your advertising, you can use them in your social media posts. We have them all throughout our email marketing and our drip campaigns that we run, and they worked extremely well for us. We reached out to a local company. I'll definitely be happy to plug them. They're Reactive Designs. They're locally in Whistler. They are so amazing to work with. They got our vision right away, and we set out and laid out a lot of videos that we wanted to do, and their turnaround time and the way they edit it, we were just so happy. I can say that when you're working with a production company to help get your costs down, you really need yourself to have a very clear vision of what it is that you're trying to do. Most production companies, they want to have a storyboard. So a storyboard is just like, it can be 6 squares on a page, and it's just stick drawings. It's very simple, but what you're trying to do is convey the image and how you want this video to work and to run, so that when you do go into production, that you and your video producer have a very clear idea of exactly it is what you want to do. Once you have that completed, when you're starting to work into the editing process, it's super important to always be very quick with your communication with your editor, because if they're sending you an email and they have a question, chances are they're in that right now, and editing can be really expensive. A good editor will run you about $80 to $95 per hour. So as you can see, that can get quite expensive. So if you can be very quick on your communication on how you want something done and be very specific. So you have to come back and say, you know what, at the 2:22 mark, I don't like how you put this graphic, and I want it to end here, and I don't want you to say this. And the more specific you are, the less time it's going to take for them to edit, and that cuts down a lot on how much you're going to spend for that video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, you mentioned you've worked with Reactive Design, and we know them well. Not that we've used them; we've been on the show with them.
Oh, okay.
So they are phenomenal. Yeah. And but you actually sat down, you created a story, you made a business plan. You're not fooling around or wasting time, because time is money when you're utilizing a company. Did you start right out of the gate doing video with hiring a company, or did you start doing your own videos and then as you got going with your marketing, bring them in?
We actually just started right out of the gate with Reactive Design. I tried. I did try at the beginning to do some of myself. I have a great camera and a great setup, and I love the filming part of doing things, but the editing side of things just take the time it takes me to do that is just insane. And I'm nowhere near as good as Mark from Reactive Designs do it. So if you can find it in your budget, even if you're trying just to make a video or two, I do recommend seeking out professional help, because especially if you're going to put some ad money behind that video, you want it professionally done. There are ways that you can go about to make your own videos 100%, but if you do have the budget to do it, I do recommend reaching out to a professional production company, and one that has a history of doing the kind of videos that you're looking for. And someone that can get your vision. Somebody can sit down and they can really, because we did interview quite a few production companies, and it wasn't until I sat down with Mark and Stacy and I just knew right away. They got us right away exactly what it was that we were looking for. But we were also very good at communicating exactly what that video was for, so where it was in the funnel. So we would say, hey, okay, so this how to order video, this is going to be a top of funnel in our ads campaign. So we're going to run a Facebook video ads to this particular video. They've never had any sort of engagement with us, so they have an understanding of how long it needs to be, how engaging it needs to be within the first 10 seconds to get them past those 10 seconds. So the more information you can give them exactly what you're trying to do with the video too, is going to help you a lot.
For sure. And one of the things that we do know is Facebook is creating a brand new newsfeed, and that newsfeed is going to be 100% video. Now they are running out of ad space in your regular newsfeed, and so this is an opportunity for them to create more ad space. As you might know, they're experimenting right now with ads in Messenger and all kinds of other places. And they say that video in the next 3 years is going to be #1 in consumption for what people are looking for when they go online. Cara, you also post every single day on your Facebook page and Instagram, and it's not a video. So how is it that you come up with the content that you do every day? Do you have any secrets or any specific websites that you use to help with that?
Yeah. So I used to do all of the social media myself. We've now kind of created, we at Caveman Grocer, we love our SOPs, and by SOP I mean standard operating procedure. So we've created a SOP for how we do all of our social media. So I've got amazing people that work in our kitchen. I have a wonderful kitchen manager, Lula, and she will always be taking photos for us in the kitchen. And then I always have our staff at the markets, or when they do events, they're always taking photos. And then we have a younger, recently graduated out of university, and we've systematized how we do everything. And she'll use Hootsuite to pre-schedule everything out. And what we have at Caveman Grocer, we call it Marketing Monday. And Marketing Monday is when we create all of our Instagram posts, our Facebook posts, our Twitter posts, and ideas that we have for stories that we want to run on Instagram. And she will schedule it all out through Hootsuite. Now, when it comes to creating that content, 2 main sites that we use is Canva, which I am in love with. We use Canva for everything, and it is when you kind of get into it, you can really create some beautiful stuff. I know that a lot of value can come from having a graphic designer, but graphic designers are really, really expensive, and Canva allows you to get around that. What we've done is we really paid attention to our brand and our brand fonts, what fonts we want to use and what colors we want to use. And one of the, when we were talking about doing this before, one of the links that I provided to you was a lot of people don't understand that the HTML, so that's how we code up a website, has specific colors. So, the Facebook blue, that's a coded color that you can plug into Canva. So there was a link that I sent out to you. It's called Image Color Picker, and you just take your logo, you upload it into the color picker, and you just click on that color, and up will pop up your HTML color. And those HTML colors I always have saved in a notepad on the right hand of my screen. So when we're in Canva and we're creating any sort of our posts, I always pull in our brand color. So everything is always the same. You can recognize right away without even needing our logo on that piece of content that's us, that this is This is our piece that we've created. And what's really cool is that Canva will populate some templates for you. So you can just go in, you pick your font, whatever your font is for your business, and then you put in your colors. And all of a sudden, it now becomes a piece of content that's completely branded to your company. So that's a huge thing that we learned. And again, something that a graphic designer would know right away, but something that allows Canva for, you can use Canva to make it look like you might have a graphic designer in-house.
Oh, for sure. And you know, Catherine is in love with Canva too. So she will totally relate to what you just said. We use several different photos editing sites, PicMonkey, GetStencil, but Canva by far seems to have a lead on all of the other ones. You use Adobe Spark as well, don't you?
We do. We use Adobe Spark mainly for creating our Instagram stories. So you can take in your photo, and then we use it mostly on our iPhone to do, because it's a story for Instagram. And then you just flick over and you just choose the story, and it'll populate the correct pixels for you. And in there you can choose to put animated fonts, you can choose to add color, you can add multiple pictures. And then what I really love about that too is because with Instagram stories, they technically only want you using a picture that you've taken within the last 24 hours. But a really easy way to get around that is just when we have our girl Maddie, when she's creating the content, then we just pull into the Spark post. Maybe we'll change something, maybe we won't, but it saves it back into your phone. Then you get around having to not have it be taken within the last 24 hours, which is quite great.
Or a screenshot of the picture works too.
That works too, yeah. Yeah.
Now, you also said pixel. I want you to talk about the different pixel that you take for Facebook in order to do your targeting. Can you tell people what that pixel is and why it's so important to Caveman Grocer that you have that pixel?
Sure. So Facebook's made it extremely easy within the past 18 months or so to install a pixel. They used to have different pixels for different conversion events that you were trying to do. And when I say conversion event, I mean whether they added something to cart, or they completely checked out, or they just landed on one certain page of your website. Now it's just one pixel that you can install. It's a piece of code that gets installed onto your website. Now, depending on which platform you use for your website, the easier it is. Number one, we use Shopify, and you literally just took this, it wasn't even the code, it was your Facebook pixel ID, and you plugged it into Shopify, and Shopify will code it into every single page of your website. What's so crazy important about this is that even if you're not running ads and you don't even have any intentions of running ads, even in the short distance, having that Facebook pixel on your website will send all this amazing information to Facebook for when you're ready to go ahead and start doing ads. And the reason why you want to do it now, even if you're not ready, is because Facebook has this feature in ads called lookalike audiences. So it will take all the people, it will take all of the people that come onto your website, and then you can create a lookalike. So Facebook's going to say, okay, so Heather just came on to this, but we've got another person over here. It's Heather number 2. She lives in the same city. She has the same buying habits. We think that she's going to want to buy from your website as well. And that's the gravy in Facebook right there. That's the gravy sauce that we use all the time. We do use it for retargeting purposes as well. So that if somebody's viewed a specific product, we have things called DPA ads, dynamic product ad listings. So it will create an ad automatically for that product that they engaged with. But it's super, super important. It's really easy if you've got Squarespace or WordPress or Shopify or BigCommerce. They all make it fairly easy to code that piece of pixel onto your website. And then over time, it's just going to build and build and build and give Facebook more information so that when you're ready to take the dive, and I have so many people who have said, you know what, I tried Facebook ads and it just didn't work. I don't think it works. And, my response is always, do you think Mark Zuckerberg is one of the most, richest men in the world because Facebook ads don't work? They work. You just need to you need to target properly. But if all you're doing is retargeting people on your Facebook ads, you're going to win that game of Facebook ads, even if you're just retargeting the people who have come onto your website.
Definitely. Absolutely love all the new features on Facebook. And if you don't have a website that gets a lot of traffic, what you can do is spend a little bit of money on Facebook ads, and then Facebook actually over time will create a lookalike audience out of the people that hang out and like and share and comment on your post right there on Facebook too.
Yeah, yeah.
Kara, are you doing ads through Instagram, or are you sticking with Facebook and then running the ads through Instagram through your Facebook posts?
Yeah, we do a little bit with Instagram. We find that we're trying more. Our statistics that come back to us show us that our Instagram people, they spend more time and more money, but the cost of conversion is a little bit higher. So we're playing a little bit of a game with that one right now. Our target market is a little bit, I know that Instagram is getting more of our target market because our target market is 35 and over for a lot of our customers. But we do have a lot more success with just staying on Facebook. We'll run the occasional ad through Instagram and then try to retarget them back on Facebook. But they come, they spend time, they just don't convert as easily, but they tend to spend more money.
We have found 100% the same answer. So we've stopped actually running our ads on Instagram and run our ads through our Facebook posts on Instagram. So for those of you that are new, you can connect your Instagram account with your Facebook business page. And then when you go to run an ad, as long as it fits the rules and regulations for ads on Instagram, you can also click and say that you want that post to run on Instagram as an ad as well. That's super. Kara, if I was brand new to starting my business and wanting to utilize social media, what is the #1 platform that you are finding the most success with?
In terms of running, of just posting social media on?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Well, that's a good question. I mean, Facebook has always been our cup of tea. But like I said, we are finding that we're getting more longer staying traffic from Instagram. I love Instagram stories right now because the algorithm is not as tough as the other algorithms out there. And I'm just waiting for Instagram to roll out the, right now, if you have an account with more than 10,000 subscribers, you have the ability to swipe up to a link. Because right now on Instagram, the only link that you can provide to people is one that's on your profile page. So they're supposed to be rolling this out to all business accounts. So we're just sitting here patiently waiting for that feature to come because that, what I've heard from other people in the e-commerce community, they're just killing it with Instagram stories right now and the ability to swipe up to a specific link. But I would do both, and when you do both, you can. That's another great thing about Canva is that when you're creating a piece of content in Canva, on the left-hand corner, you can say magic resize, and it'll resize it for Twitter, it'll resize it for Instagram, for whichever, and you don't have to. It's just a click of a button, which I love. And then we always like to schedule it differently. So if we have a post about, say, our banana bread, we'll post it to go out on Monday night on Facebook at 8 o'clock. And then we'll take that same post, but we'll make it a completely different time on like Wednesday or Thursday. It'll show up on Instagram. Because chances are pretty good that we have followers on both channels and they might have ignored it on the Monday, but they're going to see it again on Thursday. And we really work what's called the omni-channel marketing. We know that, you know, our customers might see us on Facebook and they might see us on email. We have a push notification, we at some point along the way we want to get them, but using one piece of content and refiguring it for another platform at a different time is definitely a big recommendation from me.
Super. You are an absolute wealth of knowledge. I am so amazed that you are running such a successful business, which is the Caveman Grocer, but your marketing is absolutely incredible, and you so are on the ball with everything.
Thank you.
We are so pleased that you were willing to come on the show and share your information. We're going to ask people to go ahead and ask your questions that you might have. If you're watching the replay, please feel free to ask the questions, and we'll make sure that we get a hold of Cara and Travis McMaster and see if they'll come back and answer the questions on the page. I'm in love with your food, and I know my good friend Sharon Audley orders from you as well. When we were hiking, when we were hiking the new Ascent Trail on Whistler Blackcomb, we started talking about Caveman Grocer, and as we were coming down the gondola, we both looked at each other and said, "Guess where we're going for lunch?" It was Sunday, and you were at Marketplace. Once again, thank you so much for being on Social Chats with us today. And I just look forward to following your successful story, and congratulations on your most recent award as the Rising Star of Whistler.
Thank you so much.
Okay, super. All right, there we go. Well, that was Cara McMaster with Caveman Grocer joining us for Social Chats on episode number 13. And what a wealth of knowledge. You know, you probably need to listen to what Cara was saying several times over and over. We're going to put Cara's contact information into the comment section below, so you can check out her Facebook page, her Instagram account, and even I would go, if you're in the e-commerce business, I would be spending a little bit of time on cavemangrocer.com's website in order to see what it is they're doing. Catherine, you're behind the scenes. I want to thank you very much for adding all the information that you did today into the comment section. And we have a really special show coming up for Social Chats 14 next week. We're not sure if it's going to be on Thursday or Friday at this time, but Catherine brought to my attention that the #1 video that we have ever done on Keep It Simple social media, and I don't know if this reflects on KISS Media or if it reflects on you as the viewer, but that would be our Christmas cocktail. And we have a big party coming up at the end of August, and so we've been practicing making a really nice little cocktail drink for our guests, and we're going to showcase that on Social Chats next week, and we'll let you know when that is. In the meantime, remember everyone, let's just keep it simple.